a total lunar eclipse that will be available for people in North America, Australia, and East Asia, where over 40% of the world's population will get to see at least some of the total phase of the lunar eclipse. Now, in terms of central time, here it begins at 2:44 a.m., and that's when the moon enters the Earth's penumbral shadow, and which it causes this subtle shading effect. It's like the outer parts of the shadow, but then as it gets deeper within the Earth's main shadow, or the umbra, it will cast a very dark shadow across the moon's surface that has a reddish orange hue, which gives it that blood effect that you see in that picture. But the totality of it, where the moon is fully behind the Earth, for those of you who don't understand what exactly it is, it's when the sun is right here and it's shining this way, but then the Earth is in front of the moon behind it. So it's essentially blocking the view of the sun from the Earth, and that's why it creates this kind of like reddish effect, because it's also the rest of the sun's rays are trying to get around it, so that's why it's a little bit darker. But the totality of it is when it is fully behind the Earth, and that begins at about 5:04 a.m. Central Time, with the peak totality being at 5:33 a.m., and this is expected to last for a little under an hour, about 58 minutes, and the overall duration, counting the outer shadows and everything leading up to it and out of it, is supposed to take a little over 5.5 hours, 5 hours and 39 minutes to be exact. But the best time to view it is going to be between 5 and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So if you're waking up really early for work or school, just look outside. You just need a clear sky. You don't need any special equipment, because you're looking at the opposite direction of where the sun will rise. So it should be fine if you have clear skies, no clouds really. It should be a good view and pretty cool to see. I'm very, very excited. I'm going to definitely set my alarm to wake up to see it. I hope everybody does the same. But this will actually be the last total lunar eclipse until late 2028, specifically New Year's Eve from 2028 going into 2029. So that's going to be a really, really cool celebratory way to ring in the new year, I think. But for solar and lunar eclipses, where the moon gets in front of the sun, that's for a solar eclipse. Counting those, as well as the partial lunar eclipses, NASA says these typically happen 4 to 7 times per year. They're not always total like this one is going to be, where it's completely enveloped in the Earth's shadow. But this one is actually happening just 2 weeks after the Ring of Fire solar eclipse in Antarctica, which we unfortunately did not get to see, obviously. But the people who live up there, as well as the penguins, maybe, they probably got to see him and thought it was pretty cool. But unfortunately, certain parts of the Earth, like I said, it will not be available to see them at all. I believe the Africas are completely shut out of this. They will not see it at all, unfortunately. But, when it comes to lunar eclipses, it is at a much slower pace than a solar eclipse, because, like I said, the moon is behind the Earth. And since the Earth is much bigger than the moon has to move a lot more to get out of the Earth's shadow. Whereas for a solar eclipse, the moon, yes, it does cover the sun from our perspective, but the moon is obviously way, way smaller than the sun, so it's less surface area that it has to block it. So that's why for solar eclipses, it typically lasts only a few minutes, if that. So this will have a much wider window to be able to view it. So I am very, very excited, if you can't tell. But if you do miss out on it, or you don't feel like waking up so early tomorrow, I get it. But there will also be plenty of other stargazing opportunities for the rest of the year. I actually wrote up an article covering all of the things you can look forward to coming in the coming year, and that's on our website at ktalnews.com. But a quick rundown for more upcoming ones. On March 8th is the beginning of daylight savings time, where our clocks jump forward an hour or we lose an hour. But on the bright side, the trade-off is that days are longer, the sun is out longer. It doesn't get dark at 5 p.m. anymore, which is really, really nice, I think. And the days are going to be super, super long, more time to do outdoor activities, take a walk in your neighborhood, walk your dog, It's going to be a lot of fun. It's my favorite time of the year in terms of the days, if you will. But the spring equinox will also be held on March 20th, where there's equal hours of night and equal hours of daytime. And then you, of course, have the summer solstice in June, but that's a little while away. But there will also be another partial lunar eclipse in August across the Americas, Europe, Africa, and West Asia. So I have more details on that one as it gets a little bit closer. But again, I really can't wait for this. It's going to be really, really awesome to see.